Hey guys, good morning and thanks for joining. So in the last class, we discussed about the pending of GRC compliances. We discussed about SOX compliance. We discussed about FedRAMP compliance. We discussed about CS hardening benchmark. And also we discussed about NAST compliances. Also we discussed about WASP top 10. Then we discussed about under NAST, there are so many multiple branches of the compliances. And also we have seen about what is FIPS 140-2 compliance. Then we discussed about ISO 14001. Then we discussed about ISO 9001. So that's all about overall GRC, governance, risk and compliance. So dedicatedly GRC also we have a lot of vacancies are available, especially into banking sector, healthcare sector, finance sector, oil and gas sector, telecom sector. So they are recruiting more number of the people into risk management, especially, and also into the auditing side, like internal auditor and external auditor. So that's all about overall GRC. And prior to that one, we discussed about infrastructure security. Under that one, we discussed about vulnerability management. So far we completed two domains. One domain is belongs to infrastructure security. Second domain is belongs to information security. So if you want, you can go and you can make a sample resume and you can try to attend the mock interviews. At least it will give couple of experience related to auditing side and also related to GRC or related to vulnerability management. So let's go and let's move into third domain in our course content and syllabus. So third one is cyber security. So actually cyber security I'm going to teach last. Why? Because endpoint and network application cloud you should aware of, but that's okay. But you can try to imagine it, try to hypothesis based. You can think about what I'm trying to teach it. Then you can understand easily. It's not a mandatory compulsory endpoint is a required or network is required or application is required or cloud is required. Wherever in-depth analysis I'm providing, I can go and I can elaborate there. And there is no need to worry about endpoint and there is no need to worry about network. Thereafter, we can go and we can discuss about network, endpoint, application and cloud security later classes. So let's go and start about cybersecurity side. So what is cybersecurity? And couple of organizations and couple of companies or couple of customers or clients. So cybersecurity, they will also refer as a IT security. Depends. It's completely depending on what is the terminology or what is the acronyms they are using. But otherwise, cybersecurity and IT security both are same. So let's go and discuss about what is cybersecurity side. What is cybersecurity first of all? By the way, from today onwards, whatever classes I'm going to teach, another maybe 7 to 10 days. Each and every topic I'm going to teach in the class is compulsory entire question only. I can't say this is the entire question, this is the entire question. Each and every topic, each and every definition is a compulsory mandatory entire question. Okay. So what is cybersecurity first of all? Cybersecurity meaning here protecting of endpoints. So that may be laptop or MacBook or workstation or desktop or maybe our company provided mobile. In the similar way, network devices. So that may be router or switch or load balancer or wireless LAN. Okay, those devices. In the similar way, all the applications. So that applications maybe it is belongs to internal applications, whoever is trying to use within the employees or within the organization side. That's called intranet applications or internal application. And also we do have the second application we can call internet facing application. These internet facing applications can be accessed by public or customers. So that is the difference between internal applications versus internet applications or public facing applications. So all the applications that may be on top of the server we are deploying like a physical application, or maybe we are deploying in the cloud environment, or maybe we are using one of the SaaS based solution using the microservice based development using React to JS or Angular JS or maybe any Java oriented programming languages or maybe ASP.NET and so on. So all those category of the development, we can call it as applications. It is belongs to internal applications or maybe internet facing applications. In this similar way, all the servers, whatever servers we do have, we discussed under the networking concept. There are so many servers we discussed. So those servers are maybe Active Directory, a domain controller, SMTP server, DNS server, DHCP server. Then we discussed about database server, web server, file servers, Windows servers, Unix servers. Under Unix, once again, we discussed about Red Hat Enterprise Linux, CentOS, and also Ubuntu, SUSE, Peroda, Docker container in the cloud related virtual machines and so on. All those servers also we should consider. Then all the databases. So what are databases we are using in the organization side, all those databases as well, and cloud environment. So we have to protect all these entire overall end-to-end organization related devices from where? From the attacker or intruder or threat actor 24/7 into 365 days. So we have to monitor each and every second of our organization or maybe our client environment without missing any security incident, not even single security incident. We have to do the real-time monitoring. Okay, 365 days when the attacker is trying to do hacking. So that is called cyber security. So we have to protect or we have to safeguard our entire organization. Our organization contains laptops, MacBooks, workstations, desktops, or our company provided mobiles, our network devices like a router, switches, load balancer, or security related solutions like EDR, DLP, encryption, file integrity monitoring, firewall, proxy, network IDS, network IPS, web application firewall, all the cloud environments, what are we are using in our organization side, that may be Amazon Web Services or GCP or Oracle Cloud or Alibaba. In the similar way, all the servers. So that servers may be Windows or Unix or all the databases, whatever databases we are using, and so on. So from where? From we have to protect from the attacker. So whenever he is trying to do the hacking, 24/7 into 365 days, nothing but we should not miss out not even single second. So that particular security, we can call it as a cyber security. Okay. So that means you should be aware of what is overall every organization it contains. Then easy we can go and we can define it. Now, for this one, we can use one of the monitoring tool to monitor 24/7 into 365 days. And that monitoring tool, we can call it as Siem tool. So now note I'm giving for monitoring of 24/7 into 365 days without security breach, we can use one of the tool. That tool, we can call it as Siem tool. So using this Siem tool, because manually it's very difficult, we can go and we can monitor and we are not sure whether really it's a false positive and true positive, something got compromised or not. That is the reason it's better to monitor using one of the automated tool. So based on some of the condition or logic or Boolean algebra function or regular expression or pseudocode. So that overall tool, we can call it Siem tool. Now, before going to the in-depth analysis of what is Siem tool, first of all, what is SIEM? So SIEM is a combination of two different types of the solutions. Those two different types of solutions are, first one is SIEM equals to SIM, so security information management, and also SEM, security event management. Prior to 2005, so nothing but 1985 to till 2005, we have two different types of solutions for monitoring and also for data protection. So one solution we can call it as SIM. security information management, nothing but here data or privacy or governance oriented. And second one is security event management. So nothing but something it is getting compromised. Those events we have to go and we have to monitor and we have to take care of the respect to instant investigation forensic analysis. So that is called SEM. So now what in 2005, so why we have to use two different types of solution? Why we have to monitor using the two different types of solution? So this is the way two members, one is from Indian guy, one is from USA guy, they combined it together. They formed based on the Gartner report. So according to the Gartner report, so in 2005, one of the person name is called Amrit Williams. Second person name is called Stefan. So these two members, instead of the using two different types of solution, we can combine together these data information management solution in the similar way, security management solution, and we can combine together, we can make like a single solution. So there is no need to use two different types of solution. In a single console, we can take care of the data breaches and data exfiltration and data information. In the similar, even whenever any security incident is triggered, we can go and we can take care of the instant response based on the instant lifecycle management defined by ITLR or maybe an AST framework. So that is the reason from 2005 onwards till date, instead of the using two different types of solution, we are using only one single solution. So that is unified solution. That unified solution we can call it SIM tool. So now, what is SIM tool? So before going to SIM tool definition, what is first of all SIEM full form? Security, information, and event management. So security, information, event management is a combination of both SIEM and also SEM as I mentioned. So now what exactly this SIM tool it will do? It's a monitoring tool. So it will do real-time monitoring. So first, prior to that one, it will do log collection. It will do the collection of the logs from different types of the log sources. Then it will do log processing. So it will do processing of all the logs, whatever we collected from the different types of the services or different types of the data sources or log sources. Then it will do log management. It will do managing of all those logs. It will do log analysis. So log analysis can be done through automated using the tool, but manual analysis can be done by our cybersecurity analysts. Log analysis, log monitoring. It will do all these logs monitoring. So by this particular monitoring tool, it is not a passive monitoring. It's like online or real time. So real time monitoring tool. So log monitoring, and finally incident alerting and incident investigation tool. So that is nothing but SIM tool. So SIM tool, first what exactly it will do? It will do collection of the logs. From where it will do? It will go and it will collect the different types of the data sources and log sources. Nothing but every organization contains all these different types of devices, whatever I mentioned in the definition of the cyber security. That may be endpoints, that may be network devices, that may be applications, that may be servers or databases or mobile devices or maybe cloud environment and so on. From those devices, it will collect. So that is called log collection. So from where it will collect from all the data sources or log sources. Now what is log processing? It will do processing of the log. So nothing but backend, it will do couple of technical terminologies. Those technical terminologies we can call it as indexing, filtering, querying, aggregation, parsing, normalization, and correlation. So these things it will do under the processing side. Okay. Under the collection, it will do additionally aggregation, parsing, under normalization. This one I'll explain the tomorrow class. Under the processing, it will do processing of the logs like indexing, filtering, and querying. And also even it has a backend correlation rule engine that is called CRE engine. Okay. So don't worry, I can go and I can explain about all these definitions once again in the tomorrow class. And later it will do managing of all those logs, whether it is on-premise related logs, or whether it is a data center related logs, or whether it is a disaster recovery related logs, or maybe whether it is a cloud related logs. So all those logs, it will do the managing of the logs based on the retention policy, whatever we do have. So retention policy meaning here, how many days we are storing the logs. That is called retention policy. So that is nothing but one type of adding, storing, retaining, all those will fall under the management. Storing, retaining. Why we have to retain? Whenever any auditing purpose, if we need, we have to do retaining of the logs, and also we have to querying of the logs, adding of the logs. All those things will fall under the management. Now log analysis. Log analysis by default based on the condition or based on the algorithm or based on the Boolean algebra, what are we defined in the rule. According to that rule, it can go and it can define or it will come as the analysis of the logs, but that is not sufficient because that is the automated tool. Sometimes maybe tool will give wrong results. That one we can call a false positive. To rectify that one, obviously human beings are required. If everything missions are doing, why human beings are required? It's not necessary, right? So even though machines are doing the work, but human beings are mandatory. Maybe less number of the resources is sufficient. That does not mean that we can ignore the human beings. Okay. So in this scenario, security analyst. So log analysis can be done by our tool that is in the automated fashion way, and manual analysis can be done by our cybersecurity analyst team. So that is called log analysis. And log monitoring. So nothing but here real-time monitoring. Whenever any external attacker or maybe internal employee, they are trying to do the data breach or data violation or data exfiltration. In that scenario, so it will do real timely. It is not like a reactive approach. Something got compromised, it will give the alert notification. It is a proactive approach. So something it is trying to getting compromised by an attacker or threat actor or intruder or maybe our internal employee. Suddenly within the fraction of the seconds, that alert notification, it will come to us or as a SOC team stating that, so this particular alert, it is belongs to so and so, something it is going to get compromised. That will be based on the machine learning, based on the artificial intelligence, based on the context, or based on the behavioral pattern, or based on the past analysis, based on user entity behavior analytics, or based on the signature. These many backend process, it will do real-time monitoring, and finally in the dashboard or maybe through email notification, alerts will come to us. Once the alerts will come to us in the dashboard of the Siem tool, or maybe through email notifications to us, then we can go and we can take care of the respective incident investigation or forensic analysis. That entire thing can be done under using one of the tool. The tool name we can call a Siem tool. Okay. So that is called overall Siem. Siem also, it's one of the entire equation. What is mean by SIEM? Okay. So next one, we can go and we can discuss about couple of other definitions. So next one is SOC. So what is SOC? It's a security operations center. All these definitions I provided long back, by the way, before our classes have been started. In the initial classes, first 1 week or 10 days classes, I provided acronyms, I provided definitions, cybersecurity definitions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like a part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and part 5. So this is the way I explained already, but I'm repeating once again those things. But all these are very, very favorite interview questions by the by. So you should not ignore these questions, and it's compulsory mandatory from the interview point of view. You should be aware of. Now, security operations center. So security operations center, it's like a control room. So there people can sit. So who is people here? Obviously, people here is our cyber security analyst. Our cyber security analyst, they will monitor 24 bar 7 into 365 days. And they will go and they will see, is there any security incident? Is it trying to do by an attacker or maybe an internal employee? And in that scenario, how we can take the appropriate actions? So that overall control room, we can call it as the operation center. So for example, if I want to explain about our day-to-day practical oriented, maybe one of the train is moving from X to Y location. In the control room, in the each and every train station, they can go and they can watch what is the status of the train, whether any train is collapsed or any accident it's happened, what is departure time and what is the arrival time. So whatever they are doing, it is belongs to the train monitoring part. In the similar way, ISRO team, they can go and they can monitor whenever any launching vehicle they are trying to do, like a Chandrayaan or maybe PSLV or GSLV. In the ISRO, Sriharikota or maybe some other location, they can go and they can monitor what is status of the respective GSLV or PSLV or maybe any other launching vehicle they are trying to do, and they'll monitor 24 by 7, whether it is reached to the sky or not, whether it is reached to space or not, whether reached to sun or moon or not. In the similar way, whenever any flight, it is traveling from X to Y location, take example from Bangalore to Chennai. In that scenario, what is status of the flight? So is there any snowfall? Is there any rains? Or whether immediately, whether flight, we have to, okay, so land very quicker way. So something it is going to happen and it's out of control from the driver. In that scenario, so in the control room, they will go and they will monitor what is status of the flight, whether safely it is reached to destination or not. So I can go and I can explain about one more practical scenario. Recently, Sunita Williams, she came from the, so our space to our Florida. Okay, so NASA team is monitored. So 24 hours and finally successfully she reached so Florida and finally she came to USA. So there how the NASA related team, they monitor 24 by 7 and finally she reached successful or not. So same concept is applicable to here also. Just I'm correlating what each and every other control room people are doing versus what security team has to do. Same as it is, whatever I given couple of examples related to NASA, couple of examples I given to Sriharikota related to ISRO, then I given example to train, I given examples to flight. Same concept is applicable to SOC also. In this SOC, so our cybersecurity analyst team people, they will sit like a control room and they will monitor 24 by 7 into 365 days. And they will see, is there any security incident related issues are occurring from the external attacker point of view or maybe from the internal point of view. So that particular space or room, we can call it as a security operations center. Okay. So nothing but each and every second they have to monitor. So it is a dedicated site or room where who will sit here? Cyber security analyst will sit and will monitor 24 bar 7 into 365 days security instance, and finally they will take care of incident response based on incident lifecycle management process. So that one we can call SOC. Okay, this one also entire question. Now SOC has, there are so many other alternative names. Those alternative names are SOC alternative names, or we can also call it synonyms. Same meaning. What are the other names are? First one is We can call it as a CDC, Cyber Defense Center. So example, Wipro, Infosys, those consulting and service-based companies, they will call it as a Cyber Defense Center. So here defense, why we'll call it defense here, it's a blue team. So nothing but they will take care of the defensive mechanism, not offensive mechanism. Offensive mechanism can be taken care using the red team. That is nothing but our application penetration tester or mobile penetration testers, or maybe our cloud penetration testers and so on. So those are all proactive way approach, but we are in the reactive approach. So that is called Cyber Defense Center. That is another alternative name. That is also called synonyms. In the similar way, we can call SET. So SET full form is Computer Emergency Response Team. So Computer Emergency Response Team, it is applicable to government sector. For example, AIMS New Delhi or AIMS Pondicherry, or maybe any government sector related to Supreme Court or a High Court, or maybe any national investigation agency, something related to public or government sector related companies or organizations, that may be Navy or Army or ministries, or maybe BSNL or VSNL, whatever it is applicable to. So in case the public sector related companies, they are monitoring 24/7 into 365 days, and they are taking care of the respective security incident investigation and forensic analysis, those team we can call it SET, Computer Emergency Response Team. So this particular SET is a fall of, it will fall under the Ministry of Telecommunications and Information Systems as per the ministry. Okay. Under this one, we do have the Indian government also defined the India SET, and we do have the US SET, and also you have Australia SET, Singapore SET, and so on. Each and every, they have their own SET. So nothing but Computer Emergency Response Team, and they can go and they can take care of the public sector or government sector related to 24/7 into 365 days security incident investigations and forensic analysis. So that is nothing but SET here. So this is applicable to mainly public sector or gov sector or federal government sector. So another name for SOC, CSIRT. So full form of CSIRT is Cyber Security Incident Response Team. So cyber security meaning here, already I provided the definition. We should take care of the overall end-to-end organizations related to endpoints, devices, network devices, applications, mobiles, cloud, infrastructure, databases, servers, and so on. So incident response team, whenever any security alert notification or security incident is triggered, so our cyber security analysts, they have to take care of the appropriate actions. So that appropriate action team name we can call CSIRT, Cyber Security Incident Response Team. For example, I can say that HSBC or maybe Citibank or HDFC Bank or ICICI Bank. So those companies, they will not call it SOC, they will not call it a SET, they will call CDC, CSIRT. So Cyber Security Incident Response Team. In the similar way, we do have the another alternative name or synonyms. It's called Blue Team. SOC, another name also called a Blue Team. It's like a defensive team. Once the alert is triggered, then only we can go and we can take care of the investigation. It's like a reactive approach. It's even it's a 24/7 real-time monitoring. Maybe something it's got compromised. We are not going and approaching and proactively. Okay, so Blue Team, it's like a defensive team. This is also called SOC, Security Operations Center. And also we do have the another alternative name that is called SIRT. And SIRT full name is Security Incident Response Team. So same as it is here also. Here cybersecurity analysts, they will sit 24/7 into 365 days. Each and every second they will monitor security incidents, and when the security incidents are triggered, according to ITL process or according to NIST cybersecurity framework, they can go and they can take care of the investigation. That is called SIRT. Okay. So now as I said, organization to organization, or company to company, or client to client, or customer to customer, these naming conventions will change. Okay. But otherwise, all these different types of alternative names are synonyms for SOC. Okay. So that is about overall SOC and what is the alternative names for SOC. Now we can go and we can discuss about what are the levels of the SOC levels. So there are multiple escalation matrix schemes are existing, or we can say SOC levels or tiers also. So first one is called level 1 or tier 1. So this one approximate, I can say 0 to 4 years of experience or maybe 5 years of experience people, like level 1 or tier 1 approximate. And what is the designation of these 0 to 4 years of experience people? We can call it information security analyst, IS analyst. IS means information security and analyst, or CS analyst, cyber security analyst. Okay. Or security analyst directly. Once again, it depends. It's not a mandatory compulsory whatever I'm teaching the class, same as it is, they can go and they can give the designation as well. It depends on the organization to organization also. Okay. A second one is level 2 or tier 2. So this one maybe I can say 4 to 7 years of experience approximate. So here like a senior person. So senior information security analyst, senior IS analyst, senior cyber security analyst, and senior security analyst. Senior security analyst. So that is about level 2 or tier 2. Okay, it's nothing but here a level 1 team, they will go and they will do the instant triaging, classification of the incident, and also they can go and they can raise a ticket, or maybe they can use inbuilt case management tool, and finally they can classify the incident as a false positive and true positive. When I say false positive, it's like a fake incident is not happened really, but tool will go something it's happened it. So that is called false positive. And what is true positive? Something really got compromised, and we have to take care of the appropriate root cause analysis and where, when, how, why the incident is got compromised. All those analysis cannot be done by L1 or tier 1 team. Okay. So L1 or level 1 or tier 1 team, they will do basic instant investigation only. That's it. Okay. And level 2, they will go and they will retracing whatever L1 team has done. They will do the reclassification of the incident, whether really L1 team is done the correct analysis or not. Reclassification of the incident, whether really classification is correct incident name or not. And also what are recommendations are provided level 1 team or tier 1 team. They can go and they can revalidate everything, and they will confirm whether it is really true positive or not. So that is level 2. Nothing but they will go and they will do the deeper incident investigation analysis. So next one is level 3 or tier 3. This one we can say that 7+ years of experience. Okay, that may be 7 to 10 or maybe 7 to 11. It depends on completely your skill set and your capacity or your ability. How can you prove yourself to the companies? Even 7 years of experience people also they are working as SOC manager. It depends. It's completely depending on the ability and capacity and also skill set belongs to the whatever candidate he's trying to do the whether he's the skill set to manage the team, also to manage the our overall cybersecurity SOC operations. But most of the cases, on an average, 7+ years of experience people we can consider as a level 3 or tier 3. What exactly they will do here? So designations are threat hunters or threat hunting, malware analysis, reverse engineering, senior cyber security analyst once again, subject matter expert SME, subject matter expert, or tech lead, or team lead. Okay, so that is about level 3 or tier 3. So this person should be aware of the total overall operation oriented, not only just about overall operations oriented. Whenever any escalation related incident like a priority one ticket or maybe critical security incident investigation it is coming to us, in case is there any business impact, that impact maybe it is causing confidentiality issue or integrity issue or availability issue, negatively it is impacting to our nation side. So that obviously that particular prioritization of the ticket will go to level 3 or tier 3. So the prioritization tickets we can call P1, P2, P3, P4. P1 is called priority 1 and P2 is priority 2 and P3 is priority 4 and P4 is priority 4. So like a critical or high or medium or low. So this is the way how the sequence it will be. So most of the cases level 3 team, they can go and they can do fine tuning and troubleshooting, log onboarding, correlation rule creation, and user entity behavior analytics, and creating the documentation part and creating the playbooks or runbooks, and doing the malware analysis, and finally even mentoring of L1 team and L2 team and giving the cross-functional training, and also even speaking with the customer or client globally or internationally. So this is the way how the roles will be changed from organization to organization. These many roles should be taken care part of the level 3 or tier 3. Okay. And finally level 4. So level 4 or tier 4. So this is like a SOC manager to manage functionally, technically, and also process oriented and also people management can be taken care by to manage all these L1 team or L2 team or L3 team, even subject matter expert under the control of the SOC manager. So he will take care of the process oriented, he will take care of the business oriented, functional oriented, technical oriented, client communication oriented. One of the person he will manage all the team members and everything totally end to end. That person we can call the SOC manager. So that person we can also call it as a level 4 or tier 4. So these are all the 4 different types of levels are existing. Couple of times what will happen? So instead of the subject matter expert and tech lead and team lead, and here one more additional role also will be there. They'll keep like SME or security engineer or subject matter expert or single point of contact POC point of contact or team lead or tech lead. It depends. It depends. It depends on the organization side. Whether level 3 team has to take in care of the functionality and technical oriented overall end to end along with the implementation related issues as well as the onboarding related issues and so on, or maybe they can make and they can create separate position or vacancy for dedicated to subject matter expert or security engineer and single point of contact. You will act as a point of contact in between a consulting and service based company or maybe our customer or client, or point of contact, or maybe you'll act as a team lead or tech lead. She is more into technical oriented. Okay, so that is about overall different levels of the SOC. Not only about SOC, this concept is applicable to entire overall IT and software industry. So, and whenever any security incident is triggered, if something level 1 team is not sure about, or level 2 team is not sure about, or level 3 team is not sure about, so this is the way how the ascending order we can go and we can implement that approach. That is called escalation matrix. How we can go and we can escalate something you don't know, then how that people can go and they can escalate to another team, and how they can go and they can escalate to top leads or maybe finally manager or director or CISO or maybe customer or client. They'll follow one of the process or escalation matrix from lower level to top level. So that process we can call it escalation matrix, that we can discuss anyways in the coming classes. Now these are all the different types of the levels. As I said, this don't think like always whatever we discussed in the class, same concept is applicable to each and every organization. Maybe experience it is differ, or maybe our designation, maybe it is differ, or maybe skill set and ability and also capacity of the cybersecurity analyst, it differs. So as I said, even couple of people 3+ years of experience also working as a L3 analyst, couple of 10 years of experience people also working as L2 also. It depends completely. Okay. So that is about overall SOC levels or tiers. And according to these levels or designations, now whenever you're trying to apply, you can make sure that you are applying for level 1 vacancy or level 2 vacancy or level 3 vacancy or subject matter expert or point of contact or single point of contact or tech lead or team lead or finally manager. So there is no need to go and give the HR all these details. By seeing the designation of the whatever they are looking for, you can come to know that whether they are looking for the analyst or they are looking for the subject matter expert or they are looking for the manager and so on. And I want to clarify one more thing. Already we discussed this concept long back when we discussed about project lifecycle management and what is the difference between analyst versus engineer versus consultant versus and manager or architect and so on. Whenever you are applying any vacancy, it is belongs to analyst. That analyst may be security analyst, information security analyst, cyber security analyst. It's like a operational oriented, support oriented role. That may be level 1 or level 2 or level 3. So in case 24/7 or 365 days in the security incident is triggered and he is taking care of the overall analysis and instant response, that person we can call analyst. Then what is engineer? Engineer can be taken care by implementation level. So maybe he will implement EDR tool or he will implement web application firewall or maybe he implement firewall or maybe he will implement SIM tools or vulnerability management tools. Basically, he will do administration and configurations. So that is like a engineer. Then what is consultant? Security consultant. Security consultant like a broker or intermediate person in between our client or customer to our consulting and service based company. What is mean by this one? For example, maybe TCS, they are recruiting senior security consultant. In that scenario, and their client it is belongs to maybe take State Bank of India. Now State Bank of India is like a client and our TCS is our consulting and service based company or maybe implementation partner. In that scenario, whoever is recruiting that person, he will act as a middleman or a person or consultant in between or TCS company to customer and client. So that person we can call consultant. Okay. Now what is architect? So security architect, whenever any requirement it is existing, you will try to understand what is the business objective and business goal and how that business objective or business goal should be making like a solution. And finally, we can go and we can define about implementing and architecting, not implementing, sorry, designing and architecting of that solution. That person we can call architect. He will do the designing of the solution. He will do the logical flow diagram of the solution, or maybe he will define the requirement of the high level design document or low level design document. That person we can call it as architect. Then what is manager? Manager is a combination of both technical parameters and also functional oriented parameters. And finally, director, he will take care of overall end-to-end security operation, not only about cyber security, will take care of endpoint or network or application product and so on. And finally, CISO, Chief Information Security Officer. He's the head of the overall entire company or organization. So this is the way how the levels will be changed or designations will be changed. And you should try to understand what is the difference between analyst versus engineer versus consultant versus architect versus manager versus director versus vice president versus CISO. Okay. Something you are applying about engineering role, that means they are expecting about administrations, implementations and configurations oriented. So that's all about overall levels of the SOC. It's not only applicable to our cybersecurity SOC operation, even this concept is applicable to firewall, proxy, network IDS, network IPS, EDR, DLP, encryption, file integrity monitoring, cloud services, and also even it is applicable to web application firewall. Okay. So that's all about overall SOC levels or tiers. So let's go and discuss about couple of other definitions. Log. So previously I explained about Siem tool. In the Siem tool, first what I said, it's a log collection. So it will do collection of the logs. First of all, what is log? Log is nothing but any action. Who will do that action? Maybe attacker will do. He will try to compromise our system, or maybe our internal employee he will do. So that is like our insider threat. Each and every employee or endpoint in our organization, that may be our HR team, our legal team, our Windows team, Linux team, networking team, application development team, product development team, our CEO, CTO, CISO, CFO, everybody will do their roles and responsibilities. They will do their actions. So they will try to log into the system at 9 o'clock. They will try to log off at system at 6 o'clock. So in between 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, in between 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock, they will do so many implementations or configurations or roles and responsibilities. Take example of HR. What is HR roles and responsible? Talent acquisition team. So collecting the requirement from the hiring manager, posting that requirement in the LinkedIn or Naukri or Indeed or maybe any other social networking websites, and doing the resume shortlist, scheduling the interviews, and finally, in case the candidate is selected, releasing the offer letter, and finally onboarding a person. From starting to till the onboarding and even till getting of the first salary is completely she or he as a part of the HR, he will take care of overall responsibilities. For that one, obviously can go, he or she can go, they can use their maybe applications or log into system or making the offer letter or onboarding of the person. For that one, they can go and they can use a lot of applications, maybe Excel sheets or Word documents. Whatever action, whatever activity is doing by each and every person or endpoint or employee in our organization is called as a log. So that how we can define this one. Any computed, recorded activity or action is called as log. Okay. So now what is event? Event may be probability side. What is in the probability here? Take example, you are tossing a coin. You're tossing a coin. In that scenario, there are two probabilities. One probability is belongs to maybe head will come, or maybe second it will come tail. So that is once you are tossing a coin. In this similar way, you are making a dice. There are probability 36 ways, like a 1 to 35 or 1 to 6. In such a way, there are 36 combinations and permutations. So here event, either it is successful or failure. So whatever log it is generated for that one, maybe it is successful log or failure log. So that abnormal change of the log is called as an event. What is mean by that one? I'll explain now. I'll give one of the example. Abnormal change of the log is called as an event. What is abnormal change? Why it is not like a normal change? For example, when we discussed about in the previous example, HR person or he or she is coming at 9 o'clock and they are working their roles and responsibilities for recruitment or talent acquisition side, and they are leaving the office at 6 o'clock. In that scenario, in between 9 to 6, maybe do you think that every day HR will come and they will give always successful username and password? Maybe because of the type error, or maybe because of the caps lock, or maybe because of the character or number, maybe they can go and they can enter in the wrong way. So by switching on the laptop or by switching on the MacBook or switching on the desktop. So here successful entering the username and password is called as a normal, and failure, nothing but wrongly entering the username and password is called as a abnormal. Okay. When we are referring always abnormal, something it's a malicious activity or suspicious activity. So always there are two probabilities here. One is normal, so something is good for us, and abnormal, it's something it's bad for us. So that abnormal change of the log, whatever employee is trying to do or attack is trying to do, is called as an event. Example, authentication failure login attempts. So once any employee is entering into office at 9 o'clock, maybe their username and password is wrong. In that scenario, they will get login failure, nothing but they can't enter into the respective endpoint or asset. In that scenario, it will come as a login failure. So entering the correct username and password is called a normal activity, and opposite to that one is called as abnormal activity. Nothing but wrong username and password is called as an abnormal activity. Okay. This one, if I want to correlate in our day-to-day life, event management. So what is event management people they will do? Do you think that every day you will go and you will celebrate your anniversary, or every day you can go and you can celebrate your birthday, or every day you can go and you can celebrate your marriage day? It's not like that. It's like an abnormal way. Yearly once you can go and you can celebrate your anniversary, or you can celebrate your marriage day, or you can go and you can celebrate your birthday, and so on. It's like abnormal. So remaining 364 days are, it's like a normal, and one of the event what are you trying to do, it's like an abnormal thing. Same concept here also. Abnormal thing, it's like a malicious content and suspicious content, and a normal days whatever you are working as, it's like a normal activity. Something will not get compromised. It's not, it's like a legitimate. It's like a normal. It's like a so unsuspicious or abnormal. Sorry, normal. Okay. So that is the meaning of the event. Now finally, alert. What is meant by alert here? What about once the abnormal change we are alert? Alert is not like a notification. Notification will come to us. Maybe you are calling me through phone call, and once the call is completed, then you'll get one of the notifications stating that so so on so much time and so many minutes you spoke, how much money you spent, and how many minutes you spoke with me, and how much data you spoke, I mean you spent on this one. All those information can be provided our telecom service provider, what a SIM card you are using. So that is like a notification to us. Same thing here. Whenever any abnormal change, nothing but something it's happening like illegal activities or suspicious activity or abnormal activity or illicit activity, that notification will come to us. That notification of an event is called as an alert. Notification of an event or abnormal condition is called as an alert. So now this alert we can receive in the several ways. How we can receive the alert notification? Example, how can we receive alert notifications? We can receive via email. So for that one, we have to integrate SMTP server. Example I have shown in the Nessus tool. When we discussed about Nessus tool, practically I have shown how can we integrate so our SMTP server, or we can provide recipient email address, and the similar we can receive through our phone, SMS. We can receive through SNMP traps. We can receive through our syslog. There are total 9 ways we can receive the notification, but very popular one is email is one of the important one. In the similar way, SMS, or maybe even one more thing is dashboard or security tool. So these are all the ways we can receive the alert notification from any security incident is getting. Okay. Now finally, incident. What is mean by incident? So incident meaning here. So there are so many names are there for the incident. Couple of people they will call it as alarms. Couple of vendors they will call it as a offense. Couple of people they will call it alert also. Couple of the people they will call security incident. It depends. Vendor to vendor this terminology will change. So now instant what will happen for that incident? Instant it is a not in the positive way, it is negative way. It will give negative impact, it will not give positive impact. Okay. So that negative impact of what? Negative impact, any organization has a three pillars in the security perspective. Those three pillars are, you know already, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So it will give negative impact to confidentiality, or maybe it will give negative impact to integrity, or maybe it will give negative impact to our availability also. What is mean by negative impact to confidentiality? Maybe we can lose our data, or maybe our database is going to get compromised, or maybe our email is getting compromised, or maybe our password is getting compromised. That is confidential. Then what is integrity? Maybe attacker will try to compromise our database, or maybe we can add, or maybe we can delete, or he can modify the data. So, or we can update some of the data. So indirectly it leads to losing of the data or losing of unauthorized access. So that is also one of the issue it will happen negative impactively. Availability, it will give outage. End users or maybe employees or maybe customers or public, they can't access resources, they can't access applications, they can't access websites. So that is not in a positive way, that is in the negative way. So giving that negative impact to these confidentiality, integrity, and availability is called as incident. So that is the meaning of incident. Most of the people will get confusion in between alert and incident. Alert is like a just notification only, but incident, it is like a negative impact. It will give a negative impact of confidentiality, integrity, or availability, so that it will cause business outage or business disruption. So that is called incident. Okay. So these four are very, very important, guys. Log, event, alert, and finally incident. So we can expect what is meant by log, or what is meant by event, and what is meant by alert, and what is meant by incident. So these questions we can expect from Capgemini, TCS, Infosys, Wipro, and Accenture. Almost all the companies definitions we can expect as a interview questions. What is the difference between log versus event versus alert versus incident? Okay. Now next you can move to SM2 licensing. What is SM2 licensing? So this one already we discussed long back under the project lifecycle management. I know it's very difficult to remember because we discussed long back. Every solution if you want to implement, or every requirement if you want to implement, we have couple of teams are involved. Those teams are sales, our marketing team, our pre-sales team, like they will conduct POC, proof of concept, and we have design team or architect team, and we have implementation team or engineers, and finally operational support team of L1 or L2 or L3s. Now coming back to under this concept now, maybe take example of HDFC Bank, they want to implement SIM tool, or ICICI Bank, they want to implement SIM tool, or maybe State Bank of India, they want to implement SIM tool. Based on what parameter cost is involved? Maybe you're purchasing one of the fan or refrigerator or a air conditioner according to watts, according to volts, according to current, according to power supply, according to quantity and quality. It depends on the how much cost it is involved. Same way, whenever if you want to purchase any security tool also, it depends on several parameters, how the cost is involved. Based on what parameter we can go and we can purchase it. So that is called licensing. Okay. So now SIM2 licensing. Now already we discussed about vulnerability management. Vulnerability management side licensing is depending on completely how many number of IPs we are scanning. So based on whether it is a cloud-based scan, whether it is a on-premise related server scan, it is completely depending on how many assets we are going to scan, how many endpoints we are going to scan, how many networks we are going to scan, how many servers we are going to scan. That is under the vulnerability management already we discussed. But in this scenario, we are discussing about dedicated to SM2 licensing. So SM2 licensing is depending on, there are two different types of parameters. One first parameter is total number of end users. So when you say end users here, how many employees are existing in the organization? That is called total number of end users. Second one is GB per day. So GB here gigabytes. So the data what we are collecting logs. So log collection, it is depending on the bytes. It is not like a quantity. It is completely based on the data bandwidth or utilization part. So that utilization we can represent using the either in the kilobytes or in the megabytes or in the gigabytes or picobytes or terabytes. So always this bandwidth consumption is completely depending on the, okay, so either kilobytes or megabytes or gigabytes or picobytes or terabytes. So now per day, how much bandwidth we are consuming, how many logs we are collecting. So according to that log collection and bandwidth collection, completely our licensing is depending on. So here based on the bandwidth or bytes of the data of log collection. So that is called GB per day. Per day we have to consider, and if you need it for 365 days, then you need it for 1 year total SIM tool. Then you have to per day whatever we collected, just you can multiply with 365 days. Then automatically it will come for 365 days how much GB per day it is required. So that is the way how we can go and we can calculate the GB per day. Tomorrow I will explain how to collect the GB per day. So for that one, you need data sources and log sources in our organization, and also how many quantities each and every network devices, endpoint devices, servers and databases and applications and cloud environment, total number of the count you required, and then you have to multiply and you have to make some assumptions and you have to make some hypothesis. Hypothetically, we have to think, and you have to think about imagination side, and finally based on the security best practices we can go and we can implement GB per day. So that I will teach you tomorrow how we can calculate GB per day. So now, as I said, each and every SIM tool, whether really they are considering these two parameters to purchase the SIM tool, it's not necessary. It's not a mandatory. Couple of tools compulsory they'll work on and they will consider only GB per day only. Example Splunk, example HP ArcSight, or example Azure Sentinel. But couple of vendors they'll consider both total number of the end users and also they'll consider GB per day. So it depends on which tool you are going to purchase. Every vendor licensing is different. Every vendor calculation is different. Every vendor price is different. So couple of vendors, they consider only one parameters, and couple of vendors they'll consider two parameters. It depends. So that is the reason in generic. So how to purchase SIM tool, licensing, and how to purchase the SIM tool, option or cost, it is involved based on the two parameters. Those two parameters are total number of end users and also GB per day. So now if you want to calculate the GB per day, what are the prerequisites we need? EPS. What is mean by EPS? Events per second per day, not per day, sorry, per second. Per second, how many events are generating? That is one of the events per second. Second, enter a question this one. What project you are working on, or what client you are supporting, what is the total number of the EPS count, and how many members team you are working on per day, how many instances you will receive. All these are inter questions. So that one I can say in future how to answer it. You can say either 5,000 or 4,000 or 10,000 or 12,000, depends. Okay. Whatever you are saying about the answer, it is always proportional to total number of the team. Otherwise, we are saying more number of the EPS count and you are saying less number of the team, like inversely proportional. That time it will not work out. So if you are saying that more number of the EPS count and you are raising more number of the tickets or instance, more number of the security analysts are required to do the analysis and to do the investigation. Always like a proportional. And you are saying about more number of the EPS count and less number of security incident and less number of the cyber security analysts are required, then obviously it's like a wrong answer. It will like inversely proportional. So that is the reason whenever you are giving the answer, it's not like remembering something and you have to give the answer and according to that one, it is will become right or wrong. You have to think about logically, you have to think about context oriented instead of the content oriented. Okay. So per second, how many events are generating? So that one we can go and we can calculate it. That one also I will explain tomorrow. Next one is EPD, events per day. Per day, how many per day, how many events are generating? Like abnormal activity of the events. EPY, events per year. Per day, how many events are generating? So that is called EPS, EPD, and EPY. Per second, per day, and per year. Give me another 2 to 3 minutes. Next one is FPS, flow per second. So not only will integrate events or logs to SIM tool, but also will integrate it to flow data also. What is the difference between flow and also our events? So flow data in the form of payload, and also it contains much or huge amount of the bandwidth utilization in the form of the kilobytes or bytes or maybe megabytes. But on the other hand, so our events are, it is like I mean not compressed one, and also it contains the bandwidth or bytes are very very less. If you are comparing one event with one flow data or one flow packet, then always flow packet is very high bandwidth as compared to event. Okay, so flow per second, that may be in the form of inbound traffic or outbound traffic. Combination of both we can call net flow data. So flow per second, how much it is generating. So that one we have to consider per second, how much flow data is generating from where, from routers, switches, load balancer, and all those devices. Flow per minute or flow per day. per day, how much flow data is generating. You have to consider per day, day wise, FPY, flow per year. Per day, per year, sorry, per year, how much flow data is generating. So per second, if we are considering, that is fine. We can go and we can convert that one into day, and also we can convert that one day into month, once again month into quarter, and quarter into once again year. And once again, if you want to convert that one into 5 years or 10 years, it's a completely up to us or up to client or customer how many years they need Siem solution. So according to that one, we can go and we can define about this FES, FED, EPY, FES, FED, and also FEY. So these are all the couple of things you have to remember. But forget about all those, but at least you can remember first one, events per second. This one is entire question. So how we can expect this entire question is whatever client you are supporting, or whatever customer you are supporting, or whatever project you are supporting, or whatever SIM tool you are supporting per second, what is EPS count? You can say like 5,000 or 10,000 or 12,000. So that I will explain later once we are going to operational oriented related to SOC. How to answer and what to answer and what you should answer and what you should not answer. That will explain later stages. Okay. So that's all for today, guys. It's not completed yet. In the tomorrow class, what I will do, I'll explain about how to generate the GB per day. It's not required basically. This one will be done by our solution architect. But as I said, this particular training, what I'm giving, it's not only just about level 1 or level 2 or level 3. It's up to architect level training. So that is the reason these many days it is taking. And it's not about only one security domain. There are so many domains I'm covering here. Okay. So anyways, so this one, as I said, I will go and will explain the tomorrow class. Once this one is completed, then I can go and I can discuss about a couple of other definitions like what is log source and data sources, what is couple of other definitions like indexing, querying, filtering, correlation rule, then what is aggregation, parsing, and normalization. So at least now onwards, please don't skip the classes, and these classes are very, very important. Each and every topic or every definition what I am teaching in the class, it's like an entire question itself. Okay, we can expect any of the question, and you should try to understand what I'm teaching also. I'm giving only one definition, but I'm elaborating too much. You should understand about everything whatever I'm discussing in the class. It's not like whatever definition you have to remember. You should think about logical way. You should think about business perspective. You should think about technical oriented. You should think about security oriented. How the business should be aligned with our technical oriented way. So this is the way how you can think about logical, technical along with business, and finally security. Okay. So that's all for today, guys. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
No, no, sir.
Okay. Find one thing. And if you are already given access to second batch, and whenever you are getting free time, please go and read about all these. So I provided, there is, I know it's very clumsy, first of all. It's very difficult to remember also. There are so many folders, there are so many domains. It's not only just about one security domain, endpoint, network, application, cloud, cyber, and information security. There are total 6 to 7 security domains I'm discussing. Obviously, date-wise, you will get complications, and also you will get even confusion, which one we have to start and which one we have to end up, and which one we have to give the prioritization first one, second one, third one, and so on. But anyways, right now I'm discussing about SIM tool. You can go and you can read about SIM tool, or maybe you can go and you can read about a couple of other tool. We discussed about Nessus tool. For example, I'll explain about vulnerability management, what are we discussed. I discussed about only vulnerability management. It is belongs to Nessus tool, and I provided qualis here, and I can upload these videos same as it is in our vulnerability management folder as well. Okay, so you can try to, okay, so read whenever you are getting free time, and try to, okay, ask any questions if you have. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay, guys, then thank you so very much and see you tomorrow at same time at 7:30 a.m. IST.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Yeah, have a great day.